Cash Out's own mom was getting pimped too, and she was also helping bring in the other women. Pimping doesn't usually carry big sentences.
Yo, stop saying his mom got pimped out too. No, his mom was involved, brother. His mom was a part of the organization that was running. She was not pimping. No, brother. Shut your goddamn mouth.
What's up, Cash Games? Boy, CASHOUT DANZEL, man. Back with another video for y'all boys, man. I ain't gonna lie, we got a crazy one, y'all. We got rapper Cash Out, man, done got booked on sex trafficking charges. Guess what, though? With Mom Dukes and his cousin. Mom Dukes involved, though. Man, let's get into the video, y'all boys. See what's going on, man.
Cash Out had a couple hits, and then he fell out of the spotlight, and nobody knew what happened to him. But then the news broke that he had been pimping out his own mother. And this is the crazy story behind why he's serving a life sentence in prison on a trafficking Rico. Cash Out said he was leaving the streets behind after he popped off in the rap game back in the early 2010s. But then he fell off even faster than he blew up and had to find another way to get his bread up. But instead of staying legit, Cash Out started a whole trafficking ring with his cousin and his own mom. Cash Out had one hit in 2012, and he was already back in the streets a year later, and that's where the cops said the Rico case started. Cash Out formed his own label, Pyrex Music Group.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I heard this man done did songs with Ludacris, Lil Durk. He done been on songs with Lil Yachty, all that. You telling me, brother, you couldn't continue with your rap career or try a little harder to really like get some good music out there? You went from rapping to trafficking, bro? How? How you get to that? And with your mom, Dukes, that's still rubbing me a little different because your mom's supposed to be someone that protects you, guide you the right way, keep you out of trouble, keep you out of harm's way, and she's with you with the problem. Like your mom,
aka PMG. But instead of signing artists, Cash Out was using it as a front to kidnap women and force them into sex work. Cash Out was also making money off of OnlyFans with a woman named Boots. They were posting their tapes on OnlyFans, but Boots wasn't the only woman Cash Out was making money with. Cash Out allegedly hooked up with a bunch of women and posted the videos on OnlyFans. But it turned out, some of them had been kidnapped and held hostage, and Cash Out was putting hands on them too. Cash Out, his mom Linda Smith, aka Mama Cash, and Cash Out's cousin Tyrone Taylor.
Look at Mama do. Mama got tattoos all on her neck, all type, man, boy.
Were all named in the Rico indictment. According to the cops, they were using the PMG label to make women think they were gonna get a shot in the rap game. But instead, the women were forced into getting pimped out. Cash Out's own mom was getting pimped too, and she was also helping bring in the other women. Pimping doesn't usually carry big sentences.
Yo, stop saying his mom got pimped out too. No, his mom was involved, brother. His mom was a part of the organization that was running. She was not pimping. No, brother. Shut your goddamn mouth.
The Rico is what made the situation way worse for Cash Out. If he was just pimping by himself, it wouldn't have been such a big deal. But since he had his family helping him out, and they were using the record label too, the cops took the case way more seriously. Cash Out got hit with some crazy charges. Trafficking.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Who beyond these videos that I'm watching right now? I do a lot of hip hop daily videos though, but certain shit you be saying sometimes, bro, it's not it. What you mean that he would have been good if he didn't involve his family members in it? He's trafficking. He would have been anyway. He just involved his mama and them in it to keep the family, keep the business in the family. Gang, like.
Way more. He was only facing 12 months on the pimping charge, but the trafficking charges had sentences that were 30 and 20 years. A year before the case went to trial, Cash Out was offered a plea deal for 64 years and 150 years of probation. Taking 64 years is basically a life sentence, so Cash Out turned it down and decided to take it to trial. Then a couple months before the trial date, they offered Cash Out another plea deal for 25 years. He knew he was facing life in prison if the trial didn't go his way, and Cash Out could have made it out earlier on good behavior since it was a state Rico and not a federal case, but he still turned it down and decided to try and beat the case in court. That turned out to be a huge fumble, because Cash Out was cooked after the witness started taking the stand. A lot of blogs and YouTubers were saying Cash Out got a life sentence just for pimping, but the real story is way crazier. Cash Out wasn't just pimping and making tapes. He was kidnapping homeless women off the street and forcing them to become prostitutes just so they could eat. One woman met Cash Out while she was outside a gas station. Cash Out told her he could help her make some money, so she got in his whip and had no idea what was about to happen. Cash Out took her to a house and raped her, then locked her inside and started pimping her.
That's crazy though, bud. That's crazy though, bud. That's crazy on both ends. Ma'am, you homeless, I get it. But if somebody pull up on you talking about something that could help you make some money and shit like that, man, you don't get no car with nobody talking about no... Yeah.
The woman couldn't leave the house, and the only time she even got food was when she earned money for Cash Out. Another witness took the stand and said Cash Out had trafficked her cousin and was forcing her to be a... The witness's cousin said Cash Out was pimping her out, then taking all the money that the clients were giving her. One of the victims testified that Cash Out made it sound like he wanted to date her at first, but then he started pimping her out. Cash Out's ex-girlfriend also took the stand and said she helped collect the money from the women Cash Out was pimping. What's even crazier about the girlfriend also took the stand. Cash Out made it sound like he wanted to date her at first, but then he started pimping her out. Cash Out's ex-girlfriend also took the stand and said she helped collect the money from the women Cash Out was pimping. What's even crazier about the case is that Cash Out's mom was involved with everything too. Mama Cash was recruiting women to pimp out, handling a lot of the payments, and was even selling her own body.
So again, brother, how did he pimp his mom Dukes out? Let's play back again what you said. Listen to what you said.
What's even crazier about the case is that Cash Out's mom was involved with everything too.
What she was doing?
Mama Cash was recruiting women to pimp out, handling a lot of the payments, and was even selling her own.
She recruiting people and doing payments. That sounds like you're a part of the goddamn business, brother. I don't sound like I'm pimping you out, bro.
Even though she's in her 50s, Mama Cash was hitting up women on Instagram and turning them into too. One victim wanted to become a model and thought Mama Cash was going to give her a modeling job. But then Mama Cash said,
hey, what's wrong with you women? What in y'all right mind would make y'all believe these people finna give y'all all these things that they so-called say they finna give y'all? How she finna give you a modeling career if she don't got shit going on for her damn self? Mama, she don't got no thing where she this big woman got this modeling company going on or she doing this and no. So how was she gonna get you? I mean, I'm lost, bro.
The real job was work. The woman and her friend actually agreed to work for Mama Cash's. But then Mama Cash set him up to get raped and robbed by 3 dudes at a motel. Cash Out, his cousin Tyrone Taylor, and his mom were all convicted at the end of the trial. Before he was sentenced, Cash Out made it.
So let me guess. She let them girls go handle that business for her, set them up to get robbed, and when they come back and she asks where her money at, and they don't got her money, she finna tell them, yo, listen here. Now y'all gotta pay back for that money that y'all got robbed. See, and now them girls gotta do extra work now. And that money came right back into her pockets. Send these people to jail, please.
Went to the judge and said he didn't do anything wrong and even compared himself to Jesus.
You know you can be falsely accused of things. Jesus was falsely accused. A lot of the prophets were.
Listen, brother, don't ever in your life do that again. Don't ever in your life put that man above here. That bless me every day and bless a lot of people in this world involving with your bullshit. You're trafficking women. For me, you could do so much better. You could have did a car wash where you had all them women taking care of all them women, regardless of if you took them off the streets and you brought them in your house and whatever you had going on. They all grown, right? You could have had these women doing a little car wash where they dress up nice and sexy and shit, and had them washing some cars and shit for them little weirdos and shit that be coming. That would have made a lot of money, brother. But you want to traffic them, treat them bad, not give them no food or none of that, and think like, what you thought was gonna happen, bro? Like,
accused, you don't have that emotion like you've done something, you know. So if you see me with my head high, or if you see me smiling, it's because I know at the end of the day, through Jesus Christ, the Most High will always.
Everybody wanna put God in shit when they do wrong. Stop calling for God when y'all do wrong. I get it. God do forgive. For me, he forgives. He's a forgiving God. He forgives, right? Again, if you serving that man above, bro, you know right from wrong, and you know he don't like bad. He don't deal with bad. For me? So if you know what you're doing is wrong, and I'm 100% know in your mind that you know what you're doing is wrong, why do it? Then call on God when you're in this situation right here, bro. It don't make no sense to me, bro. If you're gonna serve this man, serve that man throughout your whole life, bro. If you make mistakes throughout your life and you ask that man for forgiveness and he forgive you and he, feel me? Change your life. Show him that you appreciate his forgiveness. Don't continue doing the wrong and then keep calling for him every time you in a situation, bro. That's weird.
The actual judgment.
Cash Out said all the women he pimped out wanted to do it and that he never raped anybody, but the judge wasn't hearing it. Cash Out got hit with a life sentence plus 70 years in prison on the Rico charges. His cousin also got hit with life plus 60 years. And Mama Cash got off easier with a 20-year sentence for the Rico and trafficking charges. Rumors say that Cash Out's mama's the one who got him into pimping and trafficking. Cash Out came up in the streets.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Because I watched another video, like a little snippet of this video, and they said that this been going on for generations, bro. They've been doing this. This been going on for decades. In the other video that I watched a little snippet of. So this been going on, bro. He just got older and got involved too, bro.
9, he beat a gun charge and decided to switch up how he was moving. He hopped in the booth and started rapping, and not before long, he had a deal with a little indie label called Bases Loaded. Cash Out's first single was a track called Cashin' Out, and when L.A. Reid heard the track, he set up a meeting and gave him a deal with Epic Records. Cashin' Out was already buzzing, but then they re-released it on Epic Records, and it really popped off. Cashin' Out was all over the charts, and a bunch of rappers like Chief Keef, Yo Gotti, and Young Jeezy started dropping remixes. Cash Out was on the same label as Future, and in 2013, they dropped a track Another Country together. 2014 was the last year Cash Out had any movement in the rap game. He popped off a little with the track She Twerkin' and dropped an album that year, but then he fell off completely. He dropped a couple mixtapes in 2015 and 2017 that didn't make any noise, but by that time, Cash Out was already trafficking women and kidnapping them. One woman met Cash Out's cousin.
Bro, this ain't just started. He was doing, bro. They been doing this, gang. Listen to me, y'all. They been doing this, bro. This ain't nothing new.
Tyrone Taylor and asked him if he can give her money for the bus. The woman was homeless, and Tyrone told her he could help her get a place to live. Then he took her to a motel to rape her and start pimping her out. After the trial was over and Cash Out got hit with a life sentence, some people were trying to tie it into the Young Thug Rico situation. The Rico against Thug and his YSL crew fell apart, and Thug walked free because the prosecution fumbled the trial completely. Fannie Willis is the district attorney in Atlanta, and she was getting a lot of heat for what happened in the Thug case. So some people think the judge hit Cash Out with a life sentence because they wanted to make an example out of him. Cash Out's case was way different.
That is way fucking different, bro. We talking about trafficking women, fucking with their mental, all type of shit, not feeding them, got them locked up in rooms like they're animals. Animals don't be locked up in goddamn rooms and shit like that, bro, when they got good families and good homes. Young Thug and them was doing street shit. All that is street business. All Young Thug shit is street business between rivals. We talking about trafficking here, brother.
Thugs though. The prosecutors didn't have a lot of evidence that proved Thug was actually involved in anything. But Cash Out, he was really beating women, holding them hostage, and starving them if they weren't making the money. Cash Out, his cousin Tyrone, and Mama Cash all got found guilty and sentenced. But there were 2 other people caught up in the case as well. Cash Out's manager, Demetrius Edwards, aka Drama, and Kiera Danielle Adams, aka Boots. It's not clear what's going on with their charges, but there's a good chance they're gonna go down for decades, just like the rest of them.
Bro, listen here, bro. This was a whole organization, like I said, bro. There's more people that's involved with this shit for me. That's more people gonna start coming out with shit. If there's more women, they're gonna start coming out and saying there's other people that's involved. And y'all gonna hear about it. And I will be doing the video on it. But for me, yo, bro, that's good, bro. They slayed them. They should have got more time. Me just being honest. That was not enough. They should have got 2 life sentences plus 1,000 years. Y'all ain't trafficking women, bro. Nah, bro, that's crazy work, bro. Imagine that's your family. Think about it. When I say that they should got 2, don't be like, oh, I know some of y'all gonna be in the comments. No, bro. They should have got 2 life sentences plus 1,000 years, brother. Because that was your family. I'm pretty sure you would probably want to kill them in GTA. Maybe so. That's that video. Let me know how y'all boys feel about this video in the comment section, man. We're on the road to 500 subs, man. The grind don't stop, never gonna stop. I'm out of here.